because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Prince Patel back in the UK after 6 years away. How good does that feel?
Feels great, man. Feels great. You know, obviously I sold over 300 tickets. The crowd was electric. There was renewable electricity there, and I'm glad to have entertained.
Did you get what you wanted to from tonight?
Yeah, I feel like I haven't really fought for 1.5 years. I know I had a fight 2 weeks ago, but that ended in like 40 seconds, obviously due to the real weapons of mass destruction that Joe Biden should be looking for. But yeah, it ended quickly, and this was a proper match. Guy coming to win, had 9 straight wins all by KO since his last loss, and yeah, he hit hard. Took me a couple rounds to get into it, but obviously I have that power blessed by the Almighty, and got him out of there.
Can I show you some tweets tonight from Mr. Sonny Edwards? I know he was watching.
2 basketball hoops in 1 shot, and he's laying on the ropes. In my head's got, I don't really understand that. Your man's taking a dive there. Okay. What that is a guy who's got What that is a guy who's got 4 knockouts. It's talking about people taking dives. Yet he won a world title against a guy who literally retired straight after. He won it in COVID against a guy who had a holiday in Tunisia 10 days beforehand, and then come over for severance pay and then just gave him a world title. Business transaction. Pretty smooth.
And obviously Sonny's a fight you've been chasing. I know there would be something that he wants on the table, which at the moment, obviously, you can't give him. He has got a world title. Is that a fight you're going to continue to chase, especially now you're back here and you're back on UK soil?
To be honest, I feel like I know he has the world title, but I feel he kind of needs me. He goes into fights with no one there tuning in. He goes into fights with an empty crowd. He has to go on cards where other fighters have to sell tickets because he himself can't sell tickets because, number one, he's not a likable person, and number 2, people don't want to go near him. He looks weird. He looks scary. He looks, no one wants to go near that guy. Even though he was in Lord of the Rings, no one even asked him for an autograph. They just stay away from him.
You talk about British boxing needing you. Obviously, it's been a long time, like we said, since you've been in the ring in Britain before tonight. How do you kind of sum up that period? Because boxing's ever changing. There's perhaps a lot more bullshit now than there was before. I just kind of want to know what you think of boxing at the moment in this country.
I feel like, even no disrespect to IFL, even your figures recently, your figures are getting a bit lower than what they used to be. I think maybe that's why Coogan sent you out to get an interview with me. Figures are slacking recently, and I just feel like British boxing in general needs representation in the South Asian community, especially in the Indian community. We've never had a world champion, and we're in 2023. Times need to change, times will change, and we will have representation. I will become the first Indian world champion.
Because I know, as you've been telling me throughout the week, that means a lot to you. And they're big in support, and they were big to support you here tonight. And is that kind of the thing that's driving you on then? There's yet to be a full Indian world champion. Why can you not be that man? Exactly
that. Like 30 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 25 KOs. I'm destined to be a world champion. And
does it have to go up from here, though? The level of fight, the opposition has to go up.
100%. I want guys in the top 15. But obviously, fighting on small hall shows, it's expensive to do. Even selling 300 tickets is expensive. I deserve to be on TV. And that's why I have to get on a TV channel.
How are you going to get on that TV channel? Is it going to be the same Prince Patel we've seen before? Going out, calling for fighters and saying, "Oh, I want you." Is that what it's going to take to get you back on TV?
Well, at the moment, we got Dean White, who's thankfully speaking to some promoters. He's trying to sort stuff out. But to be honest, there are fights out there for me. You know, you've got Isaac Lowe, who's had his whole career basically given to him by Tyson Fury, even though he's a bog standard average fighter whose best win is against someone who's got 30 wins, 16 losses. The guy I said in my last fight, who I basically had a little easy touch against, was 30 wins, 22 losses. And that's me disposing of that guy in like 40 seconds. Isaac's best win is 30 wins, 16 losses, which he won a WBC international title. I don't know where he got that plastic belt from. I know he says I got plastic belts. He must have got his plastic belt from one of the charity shops. Maybe one of the charity shops that I threw one away in. You know, he might have got one from there.
Can you understand why he might take offence to that when, as you said, you've been winning certain titles that obviously aren't recognised in these countries?
I've won WBA Intercontinentals, IBF Intercontinentals. WBO Globals, WBO Europeans, Commonwealth. I could still continue more WBO belts and more WBA belts that I've won. He ain't won any of this stuff. And think about it, his tongue is firmly placed up Tyson Fury's gluteus maximus. And you even heard that in the background, because it's firmly up his glutes. The thing is, I don't even know why Isaac hates me so much. What I've been told is, he walked in one day and he caught his missus watching one of my videos, strumming herself to one of them. And that's where all the hates come from. He hates me because his missus was knocking one out over me. How does that make you feel, Isaac? That you walked in on your missus touching herself over me, over the length, over the girth? How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel? I would shave that beard off and have a disguise. I'd shave your hair off as well. I'd just go missing. I'd go monk mode. Now meet me in the middle. I fought a bantamweight today. Meet me in the middle. Prove to the world that you're a fighting man. Because I come from real fighting stock. Yeah, real fighters are from where I'm from. And we can engage into fisticuffs. In the purity of unarmed combat, I can lay you the fuck out.
Is it going to be a fight like Isaac Lowe that gets people back on your side in terms of going, you know what, Prince Patel is a threat. We know you can talk the talk. Is it going to be a fight like Isaac Lowe that gets people to go, yeah, Prince Patel can walk the walk now, and perhaps he deserves the fights that you've been previously calling?
Listen, it's crazy for people to even say, like, Prince Patel, who really should be boxing at super fly, is calling out a featherweight. Yeah, but the featherweight mentioned my name first, obviously because of what he watched his missus doing over me, but then I'm willing to meet him in the middle. And then the right way, we should fight and he gives best. End of.
And there's a TV platform involved in this fight. You're confident, or there is something in the works surrounding this?
According to Dean White and Isaac, there is a TV company interested in staging this.
Yeah. Kind of don't want to put some rumours out there, but I saw Isaac recently at a Wasserman show. Are we talking about a fight that could be on terrestrial TV? I mean, we know, we've been looking at the terrestrial TV numbers. We're talking million plus. Are we looking at you and Isaac on terrestrial TV?
Well, there you go then. 1 million plus we could probably stream that in India somewhere, add a couple more million to it. And that's just more eyes watching me knock him out.
Can I bring in Tony?
Big Tony.
That's it, man. We're representing. Got all our people behind us. Prince did awesome tonight. Stopped the guy. He's been, how long has he been inactive? And he's come back. He's fought a game guy. He's knocked all his opponents out. Is the last 5 or 6 he's knocked out? Last 9 he's knocked out, and he's got him out there. I mean, he lost the first 1 or 2 rounds, but he did say it, so I'm going to get him out late on. And he did exactly that. He got him out there.
Yeah. So could we see a card headlined or double headlined by 2 Indian fighters?
Tony should be on the undercard of me and Isaac Lowe if that gets made. Tony should be. And I have a dream, just like Martin Luther King did, that we can have an Indian world champion. And it will happen. In 2023, it's time. It's ready, it's ripe. It should have happened already, but it's going to happen now.
Yeah. Just a message perhaps from you, Prince, to the promoters, the managers, the fans, and everyone out there who knows of you, but perhaps over the last few years has been even at times ridiculing things that have happened surrounding you and your career. Just a message to them to let you know that you're back in the UK and you're back to take things seriously.
You can continue having dead weight that are not marketable, or you can have me that's guaranteeing 300 tickets. I don't know how many fighters out there in the UK can sell 300 tickets. And if I'm on a TV show, because let's face it, the undercard today isn't really the greatest. If I have a decent card, you might look at 500. I might be bringing a monkey. 500 people there. There might be 500 girthy people there just cheering me on. You know what I'm saying?
Refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
And it must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,